Hiya, Barbie.
Hi, Ken.
You want to go do a podcast?
Sure.
Jump in.
Ladies and gentlemen, mammoths and sloths, saber-tooths of all ages, and everyone else, welcome to Binging Barbie. I'm your host, Jay, and with me I have my co-host. He's a rabid beast who gives rabies to babies, John!
Hey, those babies had it coming. Stealing my candy. Oh, those little rascals. Little rugrats.
Well, yeah, this is a podcast about toy media, franchises, 2000s nostalgia, and whatever else we want to talk about. And this week we are here to talk about Ice Age Collision Course.
Collision Course. Yes.
Yeah, so this is the one you hadn't seen before.
Yeah, by the time the trailer came out, I was essentially done with the franchise. This was, like 2016, so,
Yeah.
I was about, 16, 17, almost 18. Other life stuff was happening at the time. It was
Yeah,
an interesting time period for sure. So, no way I would have in good faith watched Collision Course. So, plus the trailer, once we saw Scrat in space, it was like, okay, what are we doing?
What was it something that you were even aware of as a thing you were skipping, or was it not even in your mind?
It just wasn't in my mind to watch it. Is what it
Okay.
was. Yeah, I saw the trailer and was like, okay, there's another one, and then I just completely forgot about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah. It's interesting that you bring up the Scrat in space thing, because I remember seeing the first poster that's just Scrat and the acorn in space.
Yeah.
And it took
Yeah.
me a while. It actually took me several years to go, wait a second, why is an Ice Age movie have space in it? And then the more I thought about it, the more I'm like, this is just very, very odd. Why is Ice Age space?
Yeah.
Yeah, at the time I was just like, oh yeah, it's a kids animated movie that takes place in space. Oh, it's an Ice Age sequel. It
Mhm.
didn't, since I had only seen the first one once and wasn't super invested in the franchise, it didn't occur to me to think of it as strange that they were going to space in this one.
Yeah. Do you know when you go to a Walmart or big stores, and when you get to the television section, they'll usually have a demo of
Yeah.
something to portray this is the quality of this TV. Well, when the thing came out on Blu-ray and such, they had the trailer, at least the teaser trailer with Scrat in space playing over and over and over again on that television. So a lot of times, when I'm going to the DVD section, I'm overhearing Scrat, screaming ah, Dad, ah! And so that's what I remember the most about this film, is just Scrat screaming in space.
Oh, yeah. This is an odd one.
This is a film.
Indeed. Well, yeah, this
Yeah.
was released July 22nd, 2016, directed by Michael Thurmeyer, who we talked about in the last episode, written by a bunch of returning writers here, Michael Wilson, Michael Berg, and Yoni Brenner. And the story is by Aubrey Solomon, who is an interesting figure. He was a TV writer who worked in the 70s through the 90s, including on shows like Chips and The Fall Guy. Stopped writing for TV and then started working as an editor. So this is actually his only writing credit since the mid 90s, I think.
How odd.
Part of me wonders if some of this is somehow adapted from something he wrote back then.
It's possible.
Maybe a spec script or something that somehow made its way, or an episode of something that he wrote that never got made. But yeah, I couldn't find any information on it, so I don't know if this was they went to him hey, could you help us with our Ice Age movie, or what happened there.
No. Maybe why this is in space, because he was doing a space thing. as a
Yeah,
script. It was floating around, and they picked it up, and it's like, oh, you know what? This is perfect
floating
for
around
Ice
in
Age.
space.
We're yes, we're floating in space.
Oh, that's Transformers: The Last Night. For anyone who isn't aware of this, the teaser for it, I was rewatching it, and the song that is played in the background, I'm pretty sure the only reason they chose it is because they have a shot of Optimus Prime and he's floating in space. Then the song, "We're floating in space," just narrating what is
Yes,
happening.
yes.
Uh,
Very interesting
that's
trailer, that's for sure.
that's okay. I need to talk to you about this because this is not at all relevant to anything we have done.
Okay.
But when I was watching Shrek the Third and the James Bond song starts playing at the
Live and Let
funeral,
Die. Yeah.
why? It's okay. First off, it should be illegal. Like, people should go to jail for using a James Bond theme in the movie that it is not the theme of.
Hmm.
Just in general, that's my opinion on this. It should be illegal. Like,
I
people should serve time and pay fines. Anyway, regardless, the only reason they chose it is because it has the word die in it.
Yeah, that's why. You know, that film was my introduction to that song, and
Okay.
so I didn't know it was a James Bond thing until I watched the film, and it's like Live and Let Die. Oh, I guess that makes sense.
That
Um,
that is also the one that has 3 needle drops in 2 minutes.
yeah.
Because you go from the song that Snow White is singing into the immigrant song into a completely different song.
Hmm.
And all of the songs like are only played for like at most 30 seconds, and the last song gets like 5 seconds and then they're done with it.
Hmm.
I don't remember what song exactly it was, but that one of the problems with the Shrek franchise, and the problem with Shrek the Third, not the only problem, not the biggest problem, but the
No.
needle drops are too much.
I'm sure we'll talk more about Shrek the Third on our other podcast on my YouTube channel for a podcast name in
Yes,
brackets.
yes,
We're doing a monthly series about top 5 films.
yeah,
I'm sure that episode will be out. Yes,
soon.
it will. It will be
Oh, it
out.
will be okay.
Yes. By the
Oh
time
yeah,
this
because
episode
we're
comes
yeah,
out,
yeah,
this that episode will
yes.
have been out. So check that out for more extended thoughts on Shrek the Third.
Or
And
less extended because I went on a bit of a rant there. Anyway,
anyway,
yeah, we have music here by John Denby, who is a very prolific composer, worked on Hocus Pocus, Liar Liar, Emperor's New Groove, Cats and Dogs, Elf, Horizon and American Saga Chapter 1, a whole
okay,
bunch of other stuff.
yeah.
I just brought up Horizon and America Saga Chapter 1. Do you know the story of that? Not to go on another tangent, but I'm avoiding talking about Ice Age Collision Course.
What is the story of that?
Okay, so Kevin Costner, right?
Yeah.
Big movie star, kind of in the last few years has been on a bit of a downward trend, but then he's in Yellowstone,
Okay.
right?
Yeah. Yes. Yellowstone.
Suddenly everyone likes Kevin Costner again. They're like, "Hey, come back for season 3." He's like, "I don't like being on this show." So he leaves and he's like, "I'm going to make my big passion project, which is Horizon, which is a series of 4 movies.
Ooh.
The first 2 were filmed back to back, directed by Kevin Costner, starring Kevin Costner. It's like this big epic western thing. So they makes the first 2 with the idea that once those 2 have come out and are successful, then they'll make the next 2. So Warner Brothers is going to release them. They
Yeah.
they were going to do last year. The release was going to be chapter 1 in July, chapter 2 in August, a month apart.
Oh. Oh no.
Chapter 1 comes out, does not do well at the box office. They cancel the release of chapter 2. It has still not come out. It is a finished movie. People have seen it. It has premiered at film festivals. It has yet to be given a release date.
Okay.
Now it'll eventually come out in some form.
Sure. But like, yeah. none of this like makes sense. Like, why release your
I
second film a month after your first film? What is this,
if
Netflix?
it had been popular enough, I think it would have worked. Because the thing is, the first part definitely feels like the first 3 episodes of a TV miniseries.
Sure.
Because it is 3 hours long as well. That's the other thing. They're both 3 hours long. And the
Okay.
third and fourth parts were probably going to be 3 hours as well. So yeah, I'm hopeful. I like the first one well enough, and I've heard that the second part is even better, but also still a lot of build up. It's interesting. I
We'll
hope it comes out at some point, preferably in theaters, and I hope that he gets to make the other 2 parts because I am curious to see what Kevin Costner has to say with it.
and there's an actual ending to something.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think I've heard chapter 2 has like a bit more of an ending than chapter 1. Chapter 1 ends with a montage of things that are going to happen in chapter 2.
all
A
right.
5-minute montage of like next up on, there isn't like a next up on though. It just like hard cuts into a montage. So for a while you're like, wow, they're moving through these scenes really quickly. Is this like what happens in the next year? And then you're like, oh no, this is just what's going to happen in the next movie that is coming out next month. I had my ticket, John. I had my ticket to see chapter 2.
And did you get a refund? Did they just
Yeah, I have a thing where I pay a monthly fee and get free tickets. So
okay?
I bought the ticket after they had already canceled the release, but they hadn't removed the screening from the website. So I was just curious to see what would happen. And
Okay.
I got a personalized email of like, hey, we're sorry, we're refunding your ticket. I was probably the only person who had bought a ticket. So they made sure to reach out to me. We're very apologetic.
Okay.
Anyway, Ice Age Collision Course.
Yeah. Here's our story. Following our favorite character, Scrat. So, this time around, Scrat ends up in an alien spaceship and, while trying to get his acorn, accidentally crashes into several planets, creating the solar system. And his antics sent a giant asteroid hurtling towards Earth. And inside the hollow Earth, Buck Wild comes across an obelisk predicting the asteroid hitting Earth. And he finds Manny, Diego, Sid, and the gang and convinces them to go with him to try and stop it. So, Scrat has many misadventures in space, creating the red spot in Jupiter and causing an electrical storm on Earth. And Buck figures out that the asteroid is magnetic, being attracted to a magnet on Earth. And they find the magnet, a previous asteroid, which with the magical abilities. And inside the asteroid live a society of animals kept eternally young. And Sid accidentally destroys the city, but the animals toss the ruins into a volcano which then erupts into space and magnetically pulls the asteroid away from Earth. Everybody has a big dance party to celebrate Peach's wedding, and in a bonus short, Scrat tries to fly his ship back to Earth but gets stopped by squirrel aliens. They use tractor beams to fight over the acorn, splitting an atom and creating a black hole. Everyone except for Scrat is sucked into it. Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
you watch the short?
I was not able to. No,
Okay.
I
Yeah.
had problems. Yeah,
It is weird to say
yeah.
the least. Uh, yeah, no, this is okay. Why is this a prophesied quest movie?
Mm, yeah. Not only that, it's like not only that, but our main characters decides, oh, well, asteroids coming. I guess we better do something to stop it then, as
Yeah.
well.
Okay. Yeah, this bugs me so much cuz especially with the meltdown and continental drift, like the disasters are all these freak accidents caused by scrap, and the heroes have to figure out a way to survive in the disaster. And then the disaster ends up like in the meltdown, scrat comes in divine intervention at the end and saves everyone, not even intentionally. That's just yeah. The the characters aren't exercising direct agency on the plot or
Mm-hmm.
on the big threat. And same with
Yes.
Collision Course, like it just kind of stops when it stops, and they find a new place to live. And yeah, it just makes the stakes when it's this big quest that they have to go on and stop the thing. It's just like generic adventure movie stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like the stakes are so much less relatable when it is let us stop this disaster instead of hey let us survive this disaster. It's not even a disaster movie, it's a quest movie.
Yeah, it's another Stop the Asteroid film, which
Yeah.
there are several. Some of them are fun to
Yes,
watch.
yes.
Y-
uh,
Yeah. You got your like Deep Impact, your
yeah,
Armageddons. Uh you had noted
more
here
recently
Don't Look
Don't Look
Up.
Up.
Yeah, Hellstar
my
Remina. What's that?
my favorite, yeah, my favorite version of this is the Junji Ito book, manga Hellstar Remina,
Ah.
which is about like what if a planet was going to crash into Earth, but the planet was an evil sentient planet
Oh.
that
Ooh,
was named after a pop star. And so like everyone on Earth is going crazy and trying to kill this pop star in the hopes that the big planet won't eat them.
interesting.
It's it's Junji Ito, so it is like quite disturbing and graphic, but it is also a lot of fun.
Sure.
And like
Yeah.
the design of the titular evil planet is just very cool. It has like a giant eye and then like a giant tongue that snakes out, and yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I
that
li- I
doesn't have
li-
anything to do with this.
no. I like disaster films. Like not to take them seriously. I think they're just some dumb fun to have.
Yeah, yeah.
This one was just dumb without the fun.
Well, it isn't a disaster movie.
Yeah,
It's a quest
almost.
movie.
Yeah, it's a quest movie. Yeah.
Like we're not seeing the effects of the asteroid as it comes closer and destroys things. It destroys a few things with a meteor shower at the beginning, and then it just
Mm,
they need to stop it. I
yeah.
guess I shouldn't say that with so much confidence because I did fall asleep for part of this.
So okay, so uh, so the shower happens, and everybody thinks, "Oh, Manny, you set up some fireworks," and it was
Yeah.
like, "What fireworks? Like this isn't China. What are we doing? Gunpowder hasn't been invented yet. What's
Yeah,
what do you mean
I don't understand
fireworks?"
where the fireworks were coming from because they have nothing to do with the meteors, at least as far as I could tell. I think that's supposed to be what it is. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's
Th-
also he never like fesses up to that wasn't. I guess they assume that it's the meteor shower because Ellie does like go after him for forgetting their anniversary.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
man.
oh no, it is so odd. So and
Yeah.
yeah, okay, I should specify the part I fell asleep for. Sid destroys the thing, and that's about when I fell asleep. And then I woke up briefly, and they were like doing something. I don't even remember what they were doing. I think it was like, oh, we're gonna carry the crystals up the volcano, and then it will be fine. And then I fell asleep again, and then I woke up, and they're all dancing, and it's a party, and the wedding's happening.
Did you
So
go back and
I was
rewatch the
no.
stuff? No.
At that point, I was like, I I rarely go back to rewatch the stuff that I fell asleep for. I did for the first Ice Age because I felt bad because we had guests, and I did for
Okay.
Transformers: Age of Extinction because I like the Stanley Tucci stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
But no,
Um,
in general, I don't go back.
I don't think you missed a whole lot. Maybe some comedy, which
Yeah, that's the sense I got. I was like, oh, maybe I missed a couple fun Buck Wild scenes, but I don't care enough.
sure. Yeah.
I
Plus the comedy in this one for me was just very miss. Hit or
yeah,
miss. Yeah.
I would say mainly miss.
Mainly
They've
miss.
definitely done. It's a lot quippier.
It's a lot quippier. They are like trying to get more into the pop culture aspect of the time
Yeah,
period. It's like, okay, now let's get more into like this pop culture aspect. And so you hear that in part of their quips and such. Like Crash and Eddie have this whole sequence where they're talking about hashtag this, hashtag that.
yeah,
What's a hashtag? I don't know. Sounds cool though. And it was man. So like this is the film where they're like, screw colloquialisms. We're just gonna like use them all. So
uh,
uh
yeah.
yeah.
I think the slightly more tolerable, and I say slightly, emphasis on slightly more tolerable version of that is, what if all of these things, but they exist in like an ice age context? So
Like
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 tweeting is actual
Flintstones.
birds, or yeah, Flintstones probably the best
Like they do
example of
kind
that.
of try that, but like
Yeah,
they're never consistent with that.
no, because the sloth that Sid went on a date with at the start is talking about online dating.
Yeah, yeah. Was this
Like, you
was the
didn't look anything like your profile picture. What
no.
profile picture, lady?
Yeah, yeah. Was this also the one where they talk about football and such? Or is that another thing?
I don't know. I was not.
There was hockey in this one.
There was hockey. Yes, yes.
Yeah, I think maybe
And
the next.
they're doing announcer voices.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
There,
this is the type of thing where it can work if done right. And like the Flintstones is a great example of, the comedy is the fact that these things don't exist, so when they're using their car they are picking it up and walking with it.
yeah. They're using like an elephant as a vacuum cleaner or something.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, just like silly stuff like that, which is
yeah.
consistent with Flintstone because they've established that sort of thing. None of that's established in this series. They just throw that
I
out.
mean, I think the second, starting with the second one, you start to get a little bit more of that, because you have like the camp counselor stuff with Sid, and you have the water park stuff at the beginning. But yeah,
Sure,
that's never been like a defining feature.
sure, yeah.
Yeah,
Here, I guess they just give up and it's like, okay, we're just gonna do a first draft. We'll make all these mentions of stuff for I don't know. I feel like a studio came in and it's like add this stuff so that we can like get the
yeah.
youths involved.
The online dating thing, especially, maybe it's just sticking out to me for, I don't know, something about that feels like that joke is in every one of these that is made around this time.
Hmm.
Some
Yeah,
version of, you don't look like your profile picture.
yeah.
Like,
We
the one I can think of off the top of my head, just because I rewatch that show a lot, is the Phineas and Ferb
hmm.
does that joke at one point.
Yeah, and also like we're now like fully into meme culture at this
Yeah,
point. This is
yeah.
2016, and here we have the goat meme is done here.
Oh, I may have missed that, but I
It
don't
wasn't.
doubt it.
It was like it was like I don't know the youth leader, the cult leader guy.
Okay, yeah.
He screamed. It wasn't like the actual scream, I don't think, but it was like
It sounded
implying
similar.
it's definitely intentional that they did that.
Yeah, yeah,
Which you know Hollywood, whenever they try to do meme culture, are like always several years behind
yeah,
for sure.
yeah. Well, because it takes a few years for it to come out, and even then, you're dealing with like people who aren't necessarily hip to what the. I I didn't think I was plugged into the culture until I graduated university, and now anytime I talk with someone who is even like 5 years younger than me, I'm like, I have no idea what's going on. And I
Hmm.
used to know. I used to know the slang. I haven't been out of college for that long. And yet the second I graduated, I was like, oh, wait a second. I actually was more aware of this stuff that I realized.
I was more aware in high school when I was always like pointing the finger, like shaking the fingers, like this
Yeah.
is dumb. Why are we doing this? And then seeing it being normalized in college, it was like, oh, you stupid kids, what have you done? And now
But then,
now
yeah.
I'm out of touch. You know, I just don't care to follow everything, and so whenever a new word comes up, I'm like, oh, okay,
But that
whatever.
is like largely the realm of people younger even than us. And we
Yeah,
are not aged. We are still in our 20s.
but we are closer to our 30s.
Yeah. Well, yeah, closer to our 30s than we were 5 years ago, which I guess describes everyone. Or I guess not everyone, because some people are are aging beyond their 30s. Anyway,
Yes.
the point being that like a bunch of writers in the writers room aren't going to be plugged into the culture even of the time that they are making the movie, much less when the movie actually comes out.
Right.
There Okay, this is another tangent. Have you heard of the new movie Drop? New
I
horror
don't.
movie.
I don't think so. No.
Okay. Cuz that one, the whole premise, and I haven't seen it, but the whole premise is a lady goes on a date and then someone starts airdropping her memes,
Okay.
but it's like you have to kill the person you are on a date with or I will kill your family. But as memes? And
Yeah.
I'm so curious to see like the fact that we have a horror movie and the villain is memes is just kind of funny to me. But I am
Hmm.
curious to see like how does it feel to watch it? Were they able to actually capture something, or is it just like cringy? The memes aren't quite doing what they're supposed to be doing. I think it probably helps that it's horror and not comedy, so the memes don't actually have to be funny. But yeah, just looking at the trailer, it's like, oh yeah, these are memes that were relevant like 5 years ago.
Yeah. It's always. It's always like a weird thing whenever they try to get into like the trendy things, and so they'll bring in like we'll bring in
Yeah.
like these YouTube or Twitch celebrities, and then like a year or two later, those celebrities turn out to be like not great people, and so
I mean, to be fair, that happens with regular celebrities as
like
well.
pretty much everybody, but like it's just
Yeah.
even more. It's even more of a thing now because like I usually don't watch those films until later, until like after the controversy, and so I watch them stuff. It's like, oh, interesting. That didn't quite age well. So
Yeah.
I was just watching something the other day. I won't explain it.
Oh,
Moving
now
on.
I'm curious. So we'll talk off mic.
Well, sure.
I guess
Moving
I said
on.
that as if that was supposed to be reassuring to the audience, as if
Not
they
not
were on pins
not
and
like they
needles,
care.
not to hear the story, but to hear that we were going to talk about the story later. Anyway,
It's not even a
collision
story.
course.
Yeah, collision course.
What? Okay, so you alluded to the fact of you saw the trailer and were like, "That's weird that they're in space." What do
I
you think,
mean,
having now seen the movie, of that stuff?
yeah. So Uh, scrapping in space. You know, it's a little weird, but I can buy it. Like I can buy it. We After watching these films, we can pretty much establish that Scrat is like his own entity, like a
Yeah,
Looney
yeah.
Tunes character who could be dropped in any scenario, and you're not gonna blink an eye. And so when Scrat
As
was in
long as
space,
there's an acorn,
yeah, as long as
you
there's an acorn, we're just focused on Scrat. That's fine. Like if any of the Ice Age characters like hopped on a spaceship and went to space, I'd be like, okay. But here they're like, there's an asteroid coming. We gotta stop an asteroid. And their solution is to plug up a volcano, explode it, and then yeah. Plus, there's like Neil deGrasse Tyson is in this film inside
weirdly.
Buckwild's head. It's a whole thing.
Yeah. Okay, I did not like this started with Neil deGrasse Tyson narration.
No.
It's too much.
It's too much. Yeah, he didn't need to be in an Ice Age film. We don't need him. And then they animate him as like a weasel in
Yeah.
Buckwild's head, and it's like, what are we doing? I think he ends the film as well, doesn't he?
Yeah. No, he
Yeah.
shows up at multiple. He shows up in the Scrat short from the bonus features as well.
Yeah.
It's yeah. The other problem with this movie is that it just has none of the arcs are interesting.
No, I don't care about anyone's journey in this one.
Yeah. Which is probably a good segue to get talking about characters, but I
Yeah.
gave the story here a 1.5 out of 5.
I also gave it a 1.5. Yeah. It's just we're so far removed from the stuff that worked with Ice Age that now we're just doing stuff that would work in like a different film
Yeah.
series. But
We're doing very stock, like Manny's arc is directly grabbed from Hotel Transylvania.
oh yeah, true, true, very much. Like I could see this. Okay, I can see this plot being involved with like a future Fast and the Furious film, which is still ridiculous and stupid to say, but like they've now established that they can go to space, which is dumb, but still. I wouldn't be surprised if they went that route one day.
Oh boy.
But still, still,
Oh.
yeah,
Yeah,
Manny.
this is the father having to let his daughter go. What's there's a classic movie that has this plot
Uh,
of like the daughter is in love with the son and or with this guy, and the dad doesn't like the guy, but the guy is like so cool it's actually kind of annoying.
I don't know. There's several of that. There's Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. That's
That
not
that
quite that.
yeah, no, that's dealing more with like the racism aspect.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking of
Mm-hmm.
like the one that I can think of is Why Him, which I haven't seen, but that's 2016, so same year. Sean
Okay.
Levy, Ben Stiller, directed by John Hamburg. I guess it's produced by Sean Levy and Ben Stiller, I should say. And like Bryan Cranston plays the dad, and Zoe Deutsch plays the daughter, and then James Franco. Speaking of celebrities who have been found out for doing bad things, he plays the guy.
Wow. Um. Yeah. I mean, it's a very familiar stuff. I think it probably starts really comes from the star-crossed lovers from like Romeo and Juliet, and then
Yeah,
that kind of translates into like a simplified version where it's like the parent and such. Yeah.
yeah. I think the specific thing about this that I find annoying is just the character archetypes clashing. I don't find interesting because we have the gruff-ish, I guess not gruff, kind of gruff, stubborn father figure, and then the like goofy, optimistic guy,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and then the daughter who is like, "Oh, I'm so in love with this goofy guy." I don't get a sense for Ellie and Julian's romance
You mean Peaches?
or peach. Yes, I do mean peaches. There's a reason I don't get a sense for that other romance. That's because it's not there.
Yeah, that's fan fiction, which we're
Yeah.
not getting into. Uh, yes.
Like I don't
Yeah.
know.
At least I do appreciate that the way they do that story trope is less of he doesn't like the guy because he thinks like The guy is, I don't like him, which he doesn't like. But it's more so, oh, they're gonna move away. Well, we don't want that. We want them to stay here, which is
Manny specifically does not like Julian.
that's true. But the overarching thing is like he doesn't want to let go of his daughter to move
Yeah,
away and
yeah.
go on her own, which is the whole thing. Which is still I don't really
Which is
care
why,
about, but
yeah.
it's still a thing.
And it's why Julian doesn't actually matter. He is a representation of Peach's leaving. He is not an actual
Well,
character who
yeah,
they have to
Julian
continue.
doesn't matter. We have an asteroid coming to Earth.
But like even with, again, maybe this is why I don't understand Peaches and Julian as a couple. Does Peaches care about Julian, or does Peaches care about her own independence? Like, what does their relationship look like 5 years from now? Are they still together?
We'll find out in Ice Age
And
6.
if they are still together, then what it is Peaches is kind of running the family, and Julian is just the goofy guy who's goofing off. I
Yeah,
don't know. I have a very Manny attitude towards Julian. I'm like, what are you doing? I find
yeah,
I find him annoying. Because at
yeah.
some point, yeah, I guess, yeah, now I'm just talking like the like Manny, but like Julian does not strike me as a person who is super responsible and feels the weight of responsibility for things like having to raise a family. So either he has to grow up or Peaches takes out all of that work.
Which she probably will. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I do feel like there's been a whole lot of that type of like family dynamic appearing in so many things where it's like you have the very busy mother who does a lot of things and the father who's just like in the background, not
yeah.
really a character at all, just kind of like
A goofy
and
guy.
a goofy, ambiguous thing,
Yeah.
which is usually done for comedy, but it's also like, why is this character not have anything going on? I don't know.
Which I guess I see both sides of it, because I do know people like that, um, and or like families like that,
Or
and it can
the best way
work
to
out very
describe it
well.
is like the tough mother, but the soft father.
Yeah, yeah, and that works out, and that's like not entirely unrelated from like
No.
my family in terms of dynamics. So that is like I am all for that. I don't like Julian. I think that's what the problem is for me.
Hmm.
He doesn't strike me as the goofy but will do the right thing father figure. He strike or even as that like he strikes me as the play video games all day and ignore the baby crying for food type of figure.
Sure. I don't know. I
Again,
don't.
again
I don't pay attention to him.
that's fair. I
Yeah.
found him annoying. Ellie, she has the slightly more mature approach, though she is still like her thing is she doesn't mind Julian. She just wants Peaches to stay around.
Yeah.
We don't really get much focus on that though. Like we get the scene where Ellie is like presenting Peaches with all of the various challenges. Also notably, like Julian is not in that scene. So even when Ellie is like presenting Peaches with all of the challenges, Peaches can't be like, "Oh, well, Julian can help with that."
No.
So even
Peaches.
Peaches and Ellie are both aware of like Julian is not going to necessarily be the responsible enough to help out when the baby is sick, and also there's a rabid monster and an arsonist.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think any of this is intentional. I think it's just like subconscious stuff that is making
Mm-hmm.
its way in. It's like with Twilight, how Edward by the end of the series is just kind of like the accessory to Bella and Renesmee. Like that's the important relationship, and Bella's relationship with Edward is kind of secondary. Whereas, like, yeah, here it is about Peaches and Peaches' kids who are under threat from sickness and rabies and arson, and
Mm-hmm.
Julian is not there. Again, fascinating, fascinating. I don't know. I don't know what it means. Diego, he's here.
He's here again. Yeah.
He doesn't do anything.
No, he hasn't done anything really major in a while.
The last movie they at least gave him like a love romance arc.
Yeah, but like that's not a whole lot. There's not even much. There's no romance
No,
here with
no.
him. He's just hanging out with bro,
What's her name? Yeah, yeah.
Shira, I think.
Shira.
I don't know.
That might be. That might be
Shakira.
accurate.
I don't know.
Shakira. Oh, Sid. He's also here. He gets a
He
romance, and that's about it.
yeah, he gets a romance. Yeah,
Oh, and
it
then
was
destroys the civilization.
yeah. At this point, it was like, okay, what do we do now? Sid hasn't had a romance yet. Let's give it to him. And so we get a
Maybe the
romance.
least compelling romance in the entire series.
It's the one at least compelling. One I don't exactly buy into the most.
Yeah. 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 I don't know how you give Sid a romance.
Well, not what
Because,
they did here.
no.
I
Yeah.
mean, I get what they were going for. It's like,
Yeah.
she likes the clumsy person, but like, she's also like a pop star supermodel. I don't know.
Yeah. I think part of the problem with it is like, Sid doesn't have to do anything.
No, I mean, he already has a
He's
romance
just,
with a T
yeah.
Rex, so uh,
There's no effort on his part to engage in the romance besides just being like, I want a romance. And then the romance just kind of like falls into his lap and he's like, ah, I have it.
very good. I did good work.
Yeah. Yeah. Congratulations, Sid. You found someone who likes you, no effort from your part required.
And then he was going to abandon her when she had
When
her
she got old.
mortality. No, something like that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't.
that she loves him despite his appearance, but he does not fully reciprocate that.
I didn't like how they handled that at all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Where like she had to stay there or something. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
there's no sacrifice on his part, either to accept the old lady or he's gonna leave her to be with the lady.
Yeah.
None of that.
Yeah.
It all
No,
just
it's
worked out in the end.
Beauty and the Beast, but then when Beauty turns into the Beast is like, "Peace, I'm out."
I find Granny's more make more sense than Sid.
Granny has a better romance in this movie. Like I'd say, Sid's romance is the worst in the series.
Yeah.
That's counting the romances that like are barely a thing.
Yeah. Especially
Honestly,
since
it makes
Sid was like the one who's always pushing romance in
yeah,
everything.
it makes more sense in the last movie when Sid falls in love with the siren because the siren is actually wanting something from him,
Hmm. Yes.
wants
True.
to eat him.
Hmm.
But that's why the siren is like pretending to be in love with him.
Yeah.
Which
Hmm.
yeah, no, that's oh, what do you do with Sid? I don't know.
Nothing. I don't know. Just like leave these characters alone. Let them live
They
their
don't need
life.
romances. This is something I've been thinking about recently, but the amount of stories out there that have the implicit message of you need a romance in order to have a fulfilled life, and how that's just kind of like accepted culturally. Like, I mean, it's to go back to Greta Gerwig with Little Women, and Louisa May Alcott actually was told when she was writing the book that Joe had to end up married, because if Joe didn't end up married, then people would think it was a sad ending. Which is why I don't know how familiar you are with Little Women, but that's why she ends up marrying some like random guy that she meets.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. Okay.
Because it's like, well, if she ends up alone, then that's sad. And it's like,
Sure.
no, she doesn't need to get married to be happy. Sid doesn't need to have a romance. Diego, especially. Diego has never showed any need for romance until the last movie.
Yeah. And even then, there was still no romance. He was just they just hang
Yeah.
around.
Uh, yeah, I don't know what you do with Sid though, because he has this like deep desire to have a romance, but there's
Yeah.
no way to make that work, because either it's he works on himself and then gets a romance, and then the message is
Oh,
because he worked on himself, then now he gets the romance as a reward,
yeah.
or he gets the romance without working on himself, and then the message is he didn't need to do anything and doesn't need to do any work for the romance, and he just gets to like get the romance, no work required. I guess, okay, if the next movie starts with Brooke breaking up with Sid, then I
Uh,
will look back on this a little bit better.
I don't know. I'd hate that because I feel like this film would waste my time. It's like,
That's true.
oh yeah, there's no winning either way.
No, you
No.
kind of you what you have to do is you have to do the arc, the stereotypical arc of someone pretends to be in love with him to manipulate him, and then he learns
Yeah.
that he doesn't actually want romance out of life, he wants family,
Or
and that he has
you,
family with the herd.
or you could go with one of the classic routes, which is just have the romance be an exact copy of Sid, but like female.
That's true, that might work as well.
I think
uh,
I think that's kind of what they did with like Mr. Bean's cartoon. Is that
okay.
I think I'm remembering that. But anyway,
Yeah,
anyway,
Buck Wild is here.
Buck Wild's here.
They should have left
Yeah,
him underground. Like, he's a really fun character, but it's not special if he's going to show up in all of these.
I don't know about that. Typically you just want to keep seeing those characters
But
because like they're the best characters.
it's the Pirates of the Caribbean problem of when Jack Sparrow is the protagonist, then you don't have a more interesting side character to balance that out. Now the side characters are all of the protagonists from the first one. It's the wrong mix of spices.
Hmm.
Like, I think it's fun to have him here. I think it makes retroactively makes Dawn of the Dinosaurs less interesting.
I don't have that problem. I just think
Okay.
that the way they do his character is kind of odd because him the whole thing with him being chased by the talking dinos is like a weird
Yeah.
thing.
Okay, I don't like the talking dinos first off. The
One, I
dinosaurs
don't like
shouldn't.
that they're talking.
Yeah.
Yeah. which
But then
I
also
guess
like
they're implying that they're not exactly dinosaurs because they have
yeah,
feathers, but still they're
I mean
talking
dinosaurs did
dinos.
have feathers.
Yes, yes,
Most likely, most likely.
yeah.
Anyway, uh, yeah, no, it's a problem. I mean, it's not an interesting plot line. Like they aren't chasing him for an interesting reason. And then they try and make this like drama about how he doesn't tell everyone that he's being chased by dinosaurs. But like,
Oh yeah.
why
Also,
does it?
he's also the one pushing the plot forward by like getting the group
Yeah,
together to go after this thing and leading them towards the
yeah,
thing. Whereas in the other one, he was just there and it's like, oh, I'll help you. I know
that's
what's
true.
going on.
That might
Um,
that might be the mix in the spices that's not going down well is the him being the inciting incident. I
mhm,
guess not the inciting incident, but the inciting character.
right.
And then also, yeah, I don't. He's being chased by dinosaurs. Why doesn't he, when he shows up, be like, "Hey, we need to go and stop this asteroid. By the way, I am being chased by dinosaurs."
I don't know. It just felt like some
And then,
extra
and then
drama to add
why
in.
does when they find out he is being chased by dinosaurs, why is Diego like, "How dare you? Why didn't you tell us? Why did you betray our trust?" Like, it
Yeah,
isn't a big
yeah,
deal. The movie
yeah.
doesn't make a big deal out of it. It's not like
Ah,
Doc was keeping some like big secret. I guess technically it is within the world of the film. Being chased by dinosaurs is a scary thing, but within like the meta world of us watching the movie, it's like we know the dinosaurs aren't a threat. They're just gonna show up in a couple scenes and mess with things, and then nothing else is gonna happen.
yeah. I mean, then being like, man, why didn't you tell us about this sooner? It's like that them like being upset about that, sure, but like the whole you betrayed our trust. Oh, we can't trust you.
Yeah.
That's a bit much. That's like CW levels of forced drama.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
Reality TV show mixing up the got to turn everything into the big drama. I do like Bronwyn mainly for the name,
who's Bronwyn?
the little pumpkin
Ah,
that
right.
he
Okay.
has.
Yes, Bronwyn the pumpkin. Yeah.
I need to name something Bronwyn. This is why I'm never gonna have kids because I would name a kid Bronwyn.
I mean,
Just like look up old names.
hey, that's in fashion now, I guess. Like get cool names and such. I don't know.
Welsh name.
The strongest man in the world is named Thor or something. So
Yeah, yeah,
that's a cool thing to have.
yeah,
Anyway, yeah, pumpkin. Yeah, I the pumpkin was there. It was like kind of weird. Yeah, it's something that I would definitely love if I was still in love with Buckwild as a kid. But no, it was just like okay, he's doing his own antics again. Whatever.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I wish we had more. I don't know what I want them to do with Buck because I enjoy him as a character and I
Mm.
enjoy when he shows up, but I think he doesn't work if he is going to be showing up in all of these movies or even every other movie.
We'll see what happened. What you feel about the next one. I don't
Indeed.
I don't even remember what I feel about the next one. It's just the next one.
uh,
Yeah,
Peaches, she's here.
Peaches. She's here.
She's
Yeah.
she's in the right, so she doesn't get an arc.
Yes.
She just is there being like, "Hey, I'm right," and Manny's like, "No, you're wrong." Then by the end of the movie, Manny's like, "Okay, I guess you're right."
Yeah.
Why? Yeah. Why does she and Julian go on the adventure?
I don't
Why
know.
did Why does anyone go on the adventure? I don't know.
I don't know. They just do.
What are the motivate? If I sat down with the writers and I probably, if I asked them this question, their answer would be, I don't know. I don't remember that. That was Ice Age 5. I don't care enough about it to know this. What are the motivations behind any of these characters being on the adventure besides Buck? Like, we even have a scene of like all of the characters being like, well, I guess we gotta.
Yeah, I guess
Tell me why.
that'd be the answer. It's like it's just
Oh.
like it doesn't matter.
This
It's
is
just a
this is the
film.
problem with like prophecy storytelling.
Yeah,
Is it very easily becomes, this is happening because this is happening, and the characters are on this quest because it was foretold that they would be on this quest. So you don't get like arcs because
yeah.
it's already been decided.
Speaking of the prophecy, did you notice like all the other like images on the prophecy stone, which is like tells the story of the previous Ice Age films?
Yeah, I saw Sid with the 3 dinosaurs. I wasn't paying super close attention because I assumed that would be a thing that they would point out, and then they didn't point it out. So, uh,
Yeah, that's yeah. So that the whole prophecy thing didn't place like a whole other civilization in the Hollow Earth that we don't know what it's about anyway.
yeah,
Anyway,
it is interesting that they do that they talk about the different mass extinction events, which I don't know. I don't know off the top. Okay, so yeah, it looks like at least, I mean, obviously the dinosaur one did actually happen, and then the one with
so
the trilobites did happen.
but why would they know about it?
Indeed, that is. I mean, this is stuff I didn't even learn in like high school. I don't know how common it is to learn about
How
the
do
big
they know
extinction
about
events.
magnetism and such?
Yes, how do they know about mag? Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well,
static electricity, friction. How does Buck know about friction?
I don't know. I
Oh.
don't know. Doesn't matter.
This is the other thing. Like, when it is Buck is in Hollow Earth and he has been living there for so long that he just knows everything. That works. When it is now they are outside and Buck just knows everything because he's the character who has to know everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, this is a complete tangent. This is the tangent episode. Thinking of the mass extinction events was making me think of Death Stranding,
Uh. Okay.
which has, that's all about like, what if there was another mass extinction event? I
Okay.
I don't know where I was going with that. They just released a trailer for the new one recently, and I get a kick out of seeing who is in the cast. It's
Hmm.
like George Miller, director of Mad Max, is in the game. The previous one had Guillermo del Toro. They like
Mm-hmm.
lend their likeness to the game, and then they get an actor to do, because it's like they have a lot of lines.
Yeah. So, did you know that Martin Scorsese plays Vincent Van Gogh in a Kurosawa film?
I did not know that specifically. I think
No.
I think I heard that he was in a Kurosawa film.
Yeah. No. One of his films, Dreams. There's a sequence
Oh yeah.
where like inside a Van Gogh painting, and you just have Martin Scorsese, who is nothing like Van Gogh, looks nothing like him, is just there with his beard painted red, like not even just like properly dyed red, but just like painted red, and he's like got some weird like colored makeup in. he has like his main accent speaking as Van Gogh. It's just really weird. Anyway,
I
uh,
love when directors show up in other work, like Francois Truffaut in Close Encounters of the Third Kind. That's a fun.
I wouldn't know that. But anyway, with Julian, we talked about him briefly.
Yeah, I
He's here.
I I am annoyed by him.
Yeah,
So
he's
the thing is, he's like very optimistic, but he has no awareness of the emotions of the people around him. In a way where like he comes off as very thoughtful just because he's very optimistic and generally kind towards others. But
mm-hmm.
he doesn't actually have any sense of emotions. I think that's maybe the issue I have with him. Which
I
is
don't
again
know.
why I question his and Peach's romance.
Yeah, like
Because
we
I
never
don't think
got to
he's
see how that romance came into be. They're just like they're already together and they're gonna get
yeah,
engaged and married soon. It's like, oh, well, we missed that whole thing.
yeah. Because I can definitely see, especially Peaches as a younger character, falling for this kind of guy
Mm-hmm.
who is very sweet and very optimistic. And at a certain point, I feel like the other shoe might drop, and it will turn out that he is not actually able to be an empathetic person. Yeah, I don't know. I
Mm-hmm.
just this type of character, I guess, gets on my nerve anyway because I don't like this character in Hotel Transylvania either.
I
Like this specific strain of this character. I like goofy
uh,
guys, but this specific like way too optimistic, no emotional awareness. Yeah, yeah. Anyway,
mm,
Crash and Eddie. This is probably the most we've seen of them in a movie.
yes, in a while at least.
They're like the main, not the main focus. They get a lot of screen time.
Yeah, they're they're very much comedy centered characters that are they can do a lot more slapsticky stuff with their
Yeah.
high speed limber bodies.
I think it's just like with the quipification of the franchise, they are the
Yeah,
characters who are the best vehicle for that. So they are suddenly thrust into the center, and I don't like their quips.
no, I don't care for them.
Yeah.
I feel like they, I feel like they regressed as just
Probably.
characters. Yeah, because I feel like their competence has regressed since their first appearance. Because as each film goes on, they're more and more portrayed as the dumb comedic characters,
Yeah. I
which
had a realization a little
yeah,
ways into this movie. They never refer to each other as such. Crash and Eddie, their brother in law is Manny. They do not seem like they are on the level playing field to be brothers in law with Manny.
yeah, and their
Like
uncles to
cousins. Or
Peaches.
yeah. Yeah, uncles.
Yeah,
They are uncles.
yeah,
Not that uncles need to be a specific way. We know someone who has an aunt who is younger than him.
yes, I think we do. Yes, we do.
Yeah, yeah.
We do.
So that's not like a dynamic that is impossible. It's just yeah, I don't understand Crash and Eddie. Why?
How long do
Why?
possums live?
I don't know.
How old
I
is
don't.
Peaches?
How long do sloths or saber tooths live?
I don't know.
Or
But
I guess mammoths probably had a longer lifespan. I feel like if
but
I Google how long did mammoths live, it's gonna give me the time frame in which they existed, not the lifespan of a single mammoth.
mhm.
Oh, this is according to Wikipedia. Probably reached the age of 60.
Yeah, because we can tell that. I don't know.
I mean, there's probably like using bones. You can probably figure that kind of stuff out and like comparing them to elephants. Okay, this is um apparently based on fossil evidence. Oh, this is the AI summary. I don't like those. Is this going to tell me how long this lived for? The giant sloth? This doesn't matter. I don't think that is a thing that is a concern
Does
for
doesn't
these
matter.
movies.
Anyway, the dino birds. I
They don't need to be here.
yeah, you know, I think I think they need to be here even less than the pirates needed to be in the last one.
Yeah. Well, these get significantly less screen time than the pirates
Right.
did,
They
and
don't add
interact with the characters
anything
less.
to the conflict of the characters at
No.
all. They're just like here for extra stuff. I guess it's the conflict with Buck, but I don't know why we need them here. It's
Yeah.
like they don't know the characters. They don't really care for the other characters. They're just here for Buck. And apparently they
Yeah.
want to like let the asteroid destroy the world because they're
That is a fun bit of like we're gonna let it destroy the world and then fly above it and we'll be fine.
uh,
But yeah,
sure.
it doesn't add anything
Yeah,
to the movie to have it in there.
no,
You gain more from cutting them out of the movie than having that bit.
right.
Yeah. We talked about Brooke,
Brooke,
so let's
yeah,
just skip to the Shangri-Lama.
yeah.
It's the archetype. It's the peaceful character, the Zen character who's ignoring the upcoming catastrophe. He's there. He's
He's
a
there.
llama for some reason.
He's a llama.
Is this supposed to be taking place in South America?
I so like here's the thing. The last film ends with them going to a place that has the Statue of Liberty but with like the
Yes.
guinea pig things.
And
Uh
then in this one, we get the great bit of the flashing towards like what else is going on here, and it's one of the little guinea pig things is like on his knees in front of the Statue of Liberty, like shaking his hands in the air like it's Planet of the Apes.
yeah.
But no, yeah, I yeah, it's like New York City coded, but like not. Yeah, I don't know. I
Is
was
there a
just curious because
volcano
I
in New
looked up.
York?
I mean, I don't think so. I'm just curious because I did just look up the giant sloth, and they were in South America, and then the llamas here, and llamas are South American, but woolly mammoths are North American. So
Is that why Sid sometimes has Latinisms?
I don't think that was the reasoning behind that. I think that is because they have John Leguizamo in the role.
Yeah, I think that's the case too. But hey, now they have an excuse, like historically.
uh,
Yeah. I don't care about the characters in this one. None of their
yeah,
journeys or arcs like are very interesting to me. So
yeah. I gave them
I
a 2.
I gave them a 2 as well.
That's maybe a bit generous. but we'll stick with it.
We'll
Uh,
stick with it.
Visuals.
Visuals.
I like that we're getting some new colors here. Like going into space now, we're getting like some purples. I think that's the big new color.
Purple's used a lot in this one. That's for sure.
Yeah, I like purple. Purple's my favorite color, so I appreciated
It's
that.
it's a nice one. Yes. I
It's
yeah.
nice to see Buck back just for like the movement, the character movement of him. Though he does feel a little bit less dynamic in his movement than in Dawn of the Dinosaurs. Or maybe it's just that I've gotten used to his movement.
I don't
But I
know.
feel like I was noticing more fluidity and interesting stuff going on.
Hmm.
Because I think this is, I don't know how to, I'm not into animation enough to know how to track this. But it is a little bit interesting that the Ice Age movies have so much of characters being off model, which is not typical for CG movies. At
Okay.
least to a certain point.
Hmm.
Like in general, you have the models and they tend to stay a little bit, unlike like 2D animation, you have smears and you have stretch and squash and that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
Whereas I feel like that's a little less common in CG, at least generally. So it is interesting that that stuff then made it into Ice Age. I am wondering if now they're like pulling back a little bit on it because that's less the style at the time. And then I
Hmm.
am curious with the upcoming one if now that we have stuff like Spider-Verse, which is reintroducing, or I guess Hotel Transylvania has a bit of that as
Yeah.
well.
And also, most recently we had Puss in Boots, which changed up their
Yeah,
style a bit to
yeah.
match. So
I
we'll see
feel
what
like
they
that
do.
could work. Those styles could work very well with characters like Buck. But yeah,
Yeah.
that was just what I was noticing. I
I
also did notice like the fur looks has looked good for the last few movies. Here there was like some weirdness in terms of like the lighting interacting with the fur. I think especially with Manny, like something about his fur just didn't quite look right, and I can't describe it.
yeah, I don't really remember anything visually. Like to me, the animation just anything is like too subtle of like an improvement over the last few. So I don't have anything to say.
That is
Anything to
entirely fair.
that's it is what it is.
Yeah. I gave the visuals a 3 out of 5.
I continue to give it a 3.4. All right,
Performances. A lot of the
performances.
same people.
All the
Adam
same
Devine
people.
coming in as Julian. Maybe that's part of why I don't like him. Adam Devine is real hit or miss for me.
Okay. Uh, Granny didn't have a lot in this one, but she
Yeah,
was still
Wanda
fun.
Sykes not. Yeah, she is continuing to do a good job.
Yeah.
Nick Offerman, he's one of those people where I like recognize his voice but not immediately who he is. So I was spending the whole movie going like, I know who that is. Who is that? And then when the credits showed up, it is like, oh yeah, that's Nick Offerman. I know who that is.
Hmm. Hmm.
I know
Hmm.
his voice.
Then of course Neil deGrasse as
Yeah.
Neil the Buck Weasel.
uh,
Uh,
yeah. Duh.
uh,
Oh boy.
yeah.
Lily Singh. Again, you were talking about YouTubers being in these things.
Who?
Isn't isn't she the YouTuber? I thought she was the YouTuber. Yeah,
I don't.
Lily Singh.
Who? What did she do?
She did like stuff on YouTube. I don't know.
I. I don't.
I didn't watch her channel. Let me
I
see
don't.
if it Superwoman.
I've never.
You never. She was big on YouTube like not 5 years ago, longer than 5 years ago.
Yeah,
2010
I
to 2014.
I never watched her stuff, so I can't say.
Yeah. She was like one of the early people, or not, maybe not early, but one of the people to break out of YouTube.
Okay.
Had like a talk show for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. I would guess this is one of her first like big roles trying to break out.
I don't know. Uh, Brooke. Who was Brooke?
Brooke is the sloth, the one that falls in love with
Yeah,
Sid.
who was Brooke? Is what
Oh,
I'm
who was
saying.
Brooke? Oh, I don't know. Oh,
Jessie J.
Jesse J.
Who's Jessie J?
I do not know.
I mean, she's a singer songwriter. I know that much because
Okay.
she had a whole song here, a pop song here at the end. So
Oh yeah. Uh, I
yeah,
was asleep for part of that.
I envy you. I wish. Yeah, I envy you. Anyway,
Yeah, performances were fine. I gave them a 3 out of 5.
yeah, I gave them a 3. Nothing different.
Music,
Music,
did you notice anything with the music?
not at all.
Me neither. I gave it a 3 out of 5.
I gave it a 3 out of 5, which
Oh,
leaves me with a 12.9, which is a 51.60%, or a 2.585 star rating.
yep, and I have a total of 12.5 out of 25, which is a 50% or a 2.5 out of 5 star rating. That is definitely
Oh,
higher than I rated it on Letterboxd. I think just the animation and
that
voice acting
is
and music
the
not
first
being
time
bad.
you've rated something lower than me.
That's not true. I rated some of the Transformers stuff lower than
For
you.
Ice Age, I mean.
For Ice Age, yes.
Yes. So, that's interesting.
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 Yeah, I'm curious about the next one. What I'm gonna feel about that. I'm kind of looking forward to disliking it just because there's not a lot of stuff we watch that I dislike to a strong degree.
Right.
So I think it will be fun to talk about.
The next one, I see. I don't think overall it is worse than this one. It's just because of the Disney Plus thing.
Yeah,
Obviously, they can't have like film grade quality overall, but
yeah.
I think the overall story is whatever. I don't care. We'll talk about that next week.
Oh, well, yeah, thank you everyone for listening. Make sure to follow us on social media. We are Binging Barbie Podcast on Instagram and Tumblr, Binging Barbie on Twitter and Serialized, and Binging Barbie, a Barbie movie podcast on Letterboxd. And if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to leave a 5-star review and go join our Patreon. We'll be back next week to talk about the spin-off Ice Age: The Adventures of Buck Wild. And until then, all I've got is my boyish good looks and this mariachi band. Bye, Barbie.